very good condition. And Bradford's side have a much bigger pack than most in the game. They have Great Britain hooker Brian Noble at number 9, and strong tacklers like Idle and Jackson at 11 and 12. Very, very good defence, one of the best defensive records in the game. But nevertheless, Ellery Hanley at 3, he can attack with the best of them. And Featherstone Rovers, well, they do have some pace, and they've got 2 tries from John Gilbert, that centre number 4, who took Featherstone through the 3rd round against St Helens. But coach Alan Agar will be looking for some running from 11 David Hobbs and 13 Peter Smith. They've got the legs to make the breaks if they're needed. And referee John Holsworth hasn't had far to travel, living in Leeds for this States Express Challenge Cup semi-final, as Featherstone in the blue and white jerseys prepare to kick off from left to right. Bradford having preferred to change round and face the wind in this first half. Bradford playing in the red, amber and black hoops. Very traditional Bradford Northern colours. And Bradford bringing it away through this very big, heavy pack. Well, Alec, everyone all week has said this will be a battle of the packs. Do you see it going any other way?
Well, obviously it's going to be a very hard game down the middle, but I do believe that both these sides will take chances, and I think we could be in for a good semi-final here, because I believe both sides will throw the ball about, and with people like John Gilbert, with the extra pace, just could make it tell for Featherstone. But it should be a very interesting game indeed.
Yes, and Alan Redfern, Bradford skipper, number 7, already at the hub of things. Still going over the forward pass. Referee John Holsworth well on the spot there to detect that forward pass from Alan Redfern. Keith Mumby sure to have an effect on this game. Very fine goal kicker, already broken Bradford Northern's point scoring record last week. And Alan Redfern to put the ball in. Alan Banks. No way through for that youngster. Hankin driving in. Gratian and Van Bellen to hand. It's amazing how if season after season Bradford Northern seem to be able to soak up pressure near the line. Hobbs, and that's the sort of tackling from number 9, Brian Noble. Well, he's learned something from his Test debuts against Australia with his tackling round the legs. Oh, and a good pass. Launching number 3, Steve Quinn for Featherstone. A good pass. But again, no way through for that man. No, straight out. Some very strong lads in that Featherstone pack. Very strong mining tradition around the Featherstone area. Built-in strength from those pits. But it's done them no good, is it? Differential penalty to Bradford. Keith Mumby to kick to touch. Brian Noble to restart, differential penalty. Van Bellen, very big lad, powerful lad. Used to be a second row, now being played by Bradford coach Peter Fox in the front row. Alan Redfern again, the scrum half, number 7. Graham Idle, knock on. A lot of nerves in this game at the moment, Alec. Knock-ons, offsides.
Well, obviously, both sets of forwards are still trying to work out who's going to finish up on top. Superiority in the early part of this game is very important, and Bradford at the moment are trying to settle down. They're dropping 1 or 2 balls because Featherstone are moving up very quickly and tackling very well.
And a penalty. Yes, loose arm, helping the ball out with his arm, hooker Brian Noble, so a penalty to Featherstone. Steve Quinn, Featherstone number 3, to put the ball presumably deep into that Bradford half. Featherstone just on that 25-yard line, with quite a strong breeze behind them. Mick Gibbons. Oh no, a little bit too complicated, I think. Players not moving at speed, should have been coming through at speed. Oh, and a nice break. Already, number 7, Terry Hudson, doing his bit there for the forwards. But still, this Bradford Northern defence holds well. Featherstone have been well on top in these early stages. Had all the possession, had all the attacking. Steve Hankins going for the line. 3 yards. Oh, and a nice back pass to Hobbs. Oh, is it? Oh! Well, number 11, David Hobbs, a yard short. Terry Hudson again. Banks. The fullback is in the line, Nigel Barker. But still this Bradford defence holds. And the 6th tackle. Good tackle from Ellery Hanley, stopping Nigel Barker there. Likes to attack this Featherstone fullback, but no way through. But still the pressure keeps on this Bradford line, Alec.
Well, it's nice to see that Bradford, even at this stage of the game, can take a tremendous amount of pressure. But Terry Hudson, the Featherstone scrum half, he's dictating the play, he's moving the ball out, he's bringing the forwards in, and he's causing a lot of problems for Bradford.
I think in all fairness to his opposite number, Alan Redfern there, he has had all the possession in these early stages. Five yards from this... Oh, play on. Yes, it went backwards. Still going. Oh, and a good ball. He's over. Yes, and what a try. 11 minutes gone, and John Marsden, the man who scored in the 3rd round against St Helens, puts Featherstone in the lead. And what a try. That came from nowhere. And at Featherstone 3, Bradford 0. They're in the driving seat, and do those fans know it?
Well, this is what Featherstone wanted here. Just watch this, Steve Arkin here. He holds the ball, slips round one man, and just watch John Marsden. He's on hand, he has to score this try, and he just stretched it over for a good try. And a very important try at this stage.
Bradford's Ellery Hanley to restart. Nigel Barker bringing it away for Featherstone. And Featherstone know that despite losing the last 6 league games to Bradford in recent seasons, they had the cup hoodoo on Bradford when it's been necessary. They were the side that beat Bradford at Wembley in 1973, and here they are already showing them the way to do it. Peter Smith, this number 13, normally 2nd row for Great Britain, playing it loose forward today more for his running abilities. Barker, Alan Banks. But like a little ferret, this lad, Alan Banks, only 19 years of age, a good Colts prospect. Well, Keith Mumby let that ball go past him, I think deliberately, rather than risk a knock-on. Bradford Northern will be looking to get back into this game. Gary Van Bellen. Ooh, big strong lad this. Brian Noble still going. Ellery Hanley, this number 3 centre. Well, looking for the gap. An offside decision, yes. Number 9, Hanscom, the hooker, tackling from an offside position, not getting back in play. And in fact, Keith Mumby puts Bradford, I think, onto the attack for the first time in this match. And the Bradford crowd getting behind him now, trying to raise this Bradford side. Redfern, Van Bellen, oof, crashing in, but a good tackle from number 11, David Hobbs for Featherstone. Gary Hale, still going. Rathbone. But I like the way these Featherstone players are tackling in 2s and 3s round the middle. They're coming up very, very fast. And I think coming up so fast then that Brian Noble spotted a gap. Bradford on attack. Gratian, Redfern. 6 tackle coming up. 5 yards from the Featherstone line. Gratian again. Oh, he's going. Well, he's a big 16.5 stone. Drop forward is this man, Jeff Gratian, this number 8. Ex-Great Britain player, using all his skill and his craft. Now here's a vital scrum. Scrum's already 3-2 in Featherstone's favour. Featherstone's Terry Hudson to put the ball in. And feeding. Yes, I think Terry Hudson a little bit over keen to win that ball. Jackson driving in, 5 yards, beneath the post, Redfern. Oh, he's looking for the long. Well, he must have been inches off. Brian Noble, Hanley, to Van Bellen. Oh, and he's over! A beautiful ball from Gary Hanley. Well, 17 minutes gone and Bradford get themselves back in the game. And I'm sure that man, Gary Van Bellen, was as surprised as anybody to see the gap on the ball. A lovely pass from Ellery Hanley. And by the way, this crowd know there's a game on our hands.
Well, this is the way to answer back. A good quick play the ball here. Just watch the ball here off Ellery Hanley. He just owes the ball. It's a superb little pass. And Gary Van Bellen doesn't miss chances like this. And he flies over, and that's a very important try. That's the way to answer your critics back. Answer back right away.
And Keith Mumby, not too difficult to kick, although he is facing a swirling wind, but misses it. So 3 points each. The game now bubbling over as we would expect in a semi-final. And it's Featherstone Rovers' turn now to restart. Well, we've seen a lot of these blue and white boot jerseys this afternoon, driving for the Bradford line, but all credit to Bradford. The first attack stung back to a try. And dead. Graham Idle driving in with this tackling. Number 8, Gary Siddle, strong. Brian Noble, the hooker, doing a lot of running from the acting half-back position, trying to suck these Featherstone forwards in. Here's another goal. Now moving it out. Mumby. Oh, but not like that. Well, that was a risky pass with men of John Gilbert for Featherstone's pace about. Redfern again. Skipper Alan Redfern, he's either acting half-back or the first receiver for this Bradford side. He's in the thick of things. And scrum down. Featherstone hooker there in the middle. Hanscom been out injured for 2 weeks with severe rib injuries, but he's very, very heavily padded up. They know the value of the possession. And trainer coming on to Bradford, Graham Idle, looks to have a cut over his eye. Just having a look, see what we can do. Bradford won't want to lose a player of Graham Idle's qualities in these early stages. And sadly, Graham Idle having to leave the field and substitute Dick Jazovic coming on for Bradford. That cut eye of Graham Idle is obviously a little too bad to continue. But this lad's a very experienced forward. It's Featherstone ball. Just inside that 25, Featherstone playing some very adventurous play, really stretching this Bradford cover at times. Ankin, Smith. That's what you call a handoff from Mick Gibbons. We talked about the strength of this miner. Oh, no, a bad loss there. Redfern, Hanley. He's still going, Ellery Hanley. Oh, and he's still going! And he's still going! Goodness gracious me, this could be the try of the season! What a try from Ellery Hanley! Well, I couldn't believe my eyes. He was going, he pushed one off, he pushed another one off. And my word, what a try! One of the best I've ever seen in my life. And Bradford 6, Featherstone 3.
Well, this has got to be the try of the century. Looked like Featherstone was going to say. Smith loses the ball, picked up by Alan Redfern. Just watch Ellery Hanley here. There's no try on. Absolutely knocks John Gilbert flying. Goes round the wingman. There's still no try on. This has got to be the try of the century. Pushing up Nigel Barker. He's still going. He still can't believe it. And there's no way he's going to be caught now. This has got to be a magnificent try.
Well, Featherstone looked a little tired then, Alec.
Well, it's very interesting to see that, because it's the first time they've used the wind, and when they use the wind, they all stand back watching and admiring it. I'm sure Alan Agar will have something to say to him at half-time, which Featherstone can't come quick enough.
And Bradford now, 40 minutes gone, content to hold on to this lead. They know that as long as they've got possession, Featherstone can't score. Jeff Gratian. Alan Redfern. And the hooter signals the end of the first half, and what a game we've had. Bradford Northern in that lead by 6.3, and there's the man to thank, that number 3 going off. His sensational try set the scene alight. Bradford Northern must be very, very confident now of turning around for the second half with a good, strong following win. And Featherstone certainly have a lot to do if they're going to get to Wembley. And all those Bradford fans have changed ends during the half-time interval, obviously anticipating further tries from their side. And if they get any more tries like they got from this man, number 3, then it'll be well worth the change. So it's Bradford to kick off with no changes on either side, and 40 minutes to go before we determine the first team for Wembley. And this strong breeze getting up even more now, I think, in Bradford's favour. Be interesting to see if Bradford use this wind, Alec.
Well, I think you'll find that Bradford will use the wind, and I think you'll find that they'll play the game in Featherstone's half, but Alan Agar, the Featherstone coach, will have said to his lads, we've got to move this ball out to people like John Gilbert. We can stretch Bradford when we use the ball, and we've got to do it very quickly.
Yes, I think Featherstone opened the game up by stretching Bradford, and then suddenly got sucked into a forward game, and that's disastrous. Featherstone hooker Hanscom to restart. Mick Gibbons. Coach Peter Fox there, sat resplendent in his hat, He was the coach when Featherstone beat Bradford at Wembley, but he'll certainly want no repeat this afternoon. Alan Banks. Hobbs, Smith. Featherstone now moving it wide, Banks. But this tackling, and in particular this number 9, this hooker, Noble for Bradford, he gets through some tackles. And another clamping, like a clamping machine, this Bradford defence comes up very, very fast. Those 3 men, number 9, number 10, and that number 8, Gratian, they've done an awful amount of tackling. Well, a nice move, a nicely worked move between Hudson and Smith, but he didn't get anywhere. Hankin. Hudson. But being well policed by this Bradford pack, and not letting this man have an inch. This was the man that won the 3rd round for Featherstone. Oh, and a good ball to Hanscom. Ray Hanscom had rib injuries for a couple of weeks, now back in the fray. Featherstone on the attack. Hankin. 6 tackle coming up. Smith to Banks. Gilbert. Well, been a very good duel between those 2 centres, Hanley and Gilbert. They both got speed, they both got strength, and both are match winners. Well, referee John Holsworth, he wants that scrum again. Alan Redfern. Banks, oh, looking for a gap. Good tackle from the loose forward, and Keith Mumby, Rathbone and Mumby policing well there. Peter Smith. Still going, 5 yards now, Featherstone piling the pressure on. Hudson, Hobbs. Another good tackle from number 1, Keith Mumby. Pulled off some good tackles this afternoon. 6 tackle coming up, a yard from the Bradford line. Good wide ball to Smith, to Banks. He's got a half gap. Oh, he's still going. Smith, Barker, and it's Gilbert going for that line. And it's over! Oh, yes! Well, 5 minutes gone in this half, and Featherstone have dragged themselves back into the game. And as we said, it's by moving that ball wide, and that man does it again, John Gilbert. 2 tries in the 3rd round, and now another try brings them level at 6 points each.
Well, we've seen some cracking tries in this game, and what about this for a try? Young Alan Banks, 19 years of age, holds the ball, goes round one man, releases the ball, and who's there in support? Who's the wingman here? And there's Nigel Barker, and Steve Quinn moves it out to Smith. Smith along here to Nigel Banks, and just watch who's there again. It's John Gilbert in support, sidesteps round Ellie Hanley for a superb try.
Well, as soon as one side looks to be getting on top, the other one's coming back. It's an absorbing match this. And Featherstone now has certainly answered Bradford, and Steve Quinn, a difficult kick, it's out wide to the left of the post. It's his 2nd attempt, and he's going to have to flight this ball into this stiff breeze. No, pulls it to the left. So it's all square at 6 points each. And once again on level terms, this game ebbing and flowing, can go either way. Bradford Northern, I know, were very, very keen to resurrect the glory days of the 40s when they went to Wembley in 47, 48 and 49. But it's these dour cup fighters from Featherstone who are holding them up. Hudson to Hobbs. Peter Smith, Hobbs again. He's got Banks alongside him. Oh, he's running well, is this youngster. And suddenly it's Featherstone, new life again. Terry Hudson, Hankin. Oh, good ball again to Smith. Still keeping it going, and my word, just look at this man, John Marsden. 1 minute he's on the wing, the next minute he's at half-back, and he's in the forwards. He's certainly making his presence felt. Well, Alec, I think everybody said, and we said, this would be a forward battle. We're seeing some wonderful rugby.
It just proves you how wrong you can be. It's and this is what rugby's all about here. Just watch Featherstone here. Stretch the Bradford defence, and John Gilbert again in the line. And they're really playing some superb football now, Featherstone. Moving the ball out, stretching for Bradford. And just watch this lad, little Alan Banks. Holds the ball, perfect timing of a pass, and keeps his man on the attack.
Number 10, Mick Gibbons. He's an offside decision.
Well, I think Featherstone really needed this break because they've been under constant bombardment from Bradford. And really, Alan Hudson would probably just have a little say, come on lads, settle it down, let's get down the other side and let's just pop one over.
And Bradford Northern substitute, Dean Carroll, coming on for the injured man, Rathbone. Obviously Rathbone suffering from that shoulder. Hudson, Hobbs. Peter Smith. The tackling on both sides has really been first class. People have had to work for tries. Sixth tackle coming up. Well. Featherstone, a little bit of sleep there. Don't think number 12, Hankin, expected that ball. But a scrum down. Just inside that Bradford half, and in these closing stages, possession is vital. This is where hookers really have to earn their money. 12 minutes to go. And it's significant that Featherstone win yet another ball on a good dummy. Peter Smith. But well tackled by Bradford cover. Alan Banks, Hankin. Nigel Barker, oh, and a good ball to Quinn. He's got the wingman outside him, there's Marsden. He's still going. Oh, and a beautiful ball to Terry Hudson. What a try! Oh, my word. Well, Terry Hudson might have been the man to put the ball down, but it's that little man again, John Marsden, one of his incursions into the game, puts Hudson over in the corner. And with 29 minutes gone in the second half, that could be putting Featherstone on the way to Wembley. But of course, this kick could give Featherstone that vital 5 points lead. Already kicked 82 goals this season. Another of these round-the-foot style. He lofts it high. Oh, and it's a beauty. It's a beautiful goal. Well, it's goals like that put you on the way to Wembley, and Steve Quinn's goal gives Featherstone that vital 5 points lead. It means that Bradford now have to score twice.
Well, this we have again. We've just been saying about Featherstone moving the ball out wide here. Just watch this, a lovely ball from Smith to the fullback who links in the line, but just watch Steve Quinn here. Comes onto the ball, holds the ball, he's not got to panic, he's not got to rush, but just look at this fella, John Marsden, runs into Jeff Craven, 18 stone, and still has enough sense to release the ball to Terry Hudson, who's got to be near the man of the match. Is this the winner? I think it is.
Redfern. 2 minutes to go, Redfern. 6 tackle, Dean Carroll, Jeff Gratian, Ellery Hanley. Gary Hale, still going, Brian Noble. Oh, but a good tackle. And the 6th tackle. And really, this is coming up now. I think Bradford's last chance, 1.5 minutes to go, 5 points in arrears. Possession from this scrum, crucial. Coach Alan Agar for Featherstone took a gamble playing number 9 Ray Hanscom. He's been out for a fortnight with rib injuries, but his possession figures on Featherstone's behalf have paid off. Oh, Bradford win it. A minute to go, a minute to full time, and Bradford on the attack. Substitute number 14, Dean Carroll, playing it to himself. Oh, Alan Redfern, Hanley. It's still Bradford's ball. Well, the destiny of this semi-final still isn't settled, moving towards injury time. Grace, oh, and a lovely ball to Mumby. 3 yards to go from the Featherstone line. Alan Redfern. Oh, but just look at that man, number 13, Smith, and substitute Bell. They're doing the tackling stint. Carroll. Jackson. Oh, and a beautiful ball! Oh! Oh, well, I don't think you can believe it. 40 minutes gone, into injury time. And I don't think David Smith, Bradford number 2, can believe that tackle that scythed him down. Into injury time. And where will this ball go? Those 2 scrum halves, the 2 number 7s, Redfern and Hudson, know they want this ball. Referee Holsworth having a word with those forwards. He knows how critical it is. And it's collapsed. Well, time's ticking on. Bradford won't be collapsing this scrum. They'll want this game to get underway. At a minute of injury time, there can't be much more. And still no scrum. Well, this is frustrating for Bradford. They know they need possession. It's their last chance. Terry Hudson, Featherstone captain, the man of the match to put the ball in. And feeding. So, Bradford's ball. Differential penalty. Alan Redfern to tap the ball to himself. Moves it wide. Rapp. Van Bellen. 10 yards beneath the Featherstone posts. Carroll. Keith Mumby. Every man of this Bradford side's up there. Jeff Gratian, he's a big man, he's pounding through you. You could almost have a sponsored walk round this man, he's that big. Just look at the size of him. But no, it's a penalty. And 10 yards further back for talking. I think he knows it's over. Fair enough, I think he says, Mr. Holsworth. And Steve Quinn, he'll be wanting this ball to go to touch. He won't care whether it goes 1 yard, 10 yards or 50 yards. And that's why he's putting the ball down on there. He knows he can get a better kick off the floor than out of his hands. And he does. He makes sure. And in injury time, Featherstone will be content to play this ball out. With 3 minutes of injury time already. Hankin. And there's the hooter. And those blue and white hoops. Just look at that man on the floor, number 7, Terry Hudson. Well, who would have put money on this Featherstone side getting to Wembley? 4 rounds to go. And here they are now, on the road to Wembley, this first State Express Challenge Cup semi-final. And it was that great try in the second half by skipper Terry Hudson that did the trick. And rightly deserved man of the match, I think, Alec.
Well, it's been a magnificent game, and I think Featherstone have deserved the win. I think Terry Hudson has marshalled his side, and I think he's had a magnificent game.